The history of Israel and Palestine conflict. Israel's borders haven't been completely defined more than 75 years after the country declared its independence. Here are several incidents explaining the why. 1. British Mandate Palestine. The Ottoman Empire, which was ruled by Turks for centuries, included the territory that would ultimately become Israel. After World War I and the collapse of the empire, territory known as Palestine, the portion of which west of the River Jordan was also known as the Land of Israel by Jews, was marked out and assigned to Britain to administer by the victorious Allied powers, soon after endorsed by the League of Nations. In accordance with the conditions of the mandate, Britain was charged with creating a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, as long as doing so did not put at risk the civil and religious rights of the region's non-Jewish people. 2. UN Partition Plan for Palestine. Arab-Jewish violence increased in Palestine as a result of the formation of Palestinian Arab nationalism and the rapid growth of Palestine's small Jewish community, particularly following the rise of Nazism in the 1930s. The United Nations was given the problem by Britain, and in 1947 it suggested dividing Palestine into two states, one Jewish and one Arab, with the Jerusalem-Bethlehem region becoming an international city. The plan was approved by the Jewish leadership in Palestine but was rejected by the Arab leadership. 3. 1949 Armistice Lines. On May 14, 1948, the day the British Mandate ended, the Jewish leadership in Palestine declared the creation of the State of Israel, but did not specify its boundaries. The Israeli War of Independence began the day after Israel was attacked by 5 Arab armies. As a result of a series of ceasefires, the fighting came to an end in 1949, resulting in armistice lines along Israel's borders with its neighbors and defining the borders of what are now known as the Gaza Strip, occupied by Egypt, and East Jerusalem and the West Bank, occupied by Jordan. Israel's borders remained unclear since the neighboring Arab nations refused to recognize it. 4. After the 1967 war. The biggest change to Israel's frontiers came in 1967, when the conflict known as the Six-Day War left Israel in occupation of the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, East Jerusalem and most of the Syrian Golan Heights, effectively tripling the size of territory under Israel's control. Israel simply captured the Golan Heights and East Jerusalem, claiming the entire city as its capital. These actions went unnoticed by the international community until the US, the first major state to do so under the Trump administration, officially shifted its attitude on the issue. Most people throughout the world still see East Jerusalem and the Golan Heights as occupied land. 5. After Israel-Egypt Peace Treaty, 1982. When Egypt became the first Arab nation to recognize the Jewish state in 1979, one of Israel's territorial borders was formally established for the first time. Israel's boundary with Egypt was established as a result of the deal, and Israel completely withdrew all of its military and people from the Sinai in 1982. 6. Israel's border fence with Gaza. After Hamas militants conducted a series of raids into Israel using tunnels in 2014, the border around the Gaza Strip has grown into a semi-permanent structure with security fences and concrete walls set deep into the ground to prevent tunneling. However, Hamas militants again breached the security barriers above ground in the biggest attack of its kind on 7th of October, 2023. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Be sure to subscribe for more intriguing stories from the past. This is Archive Facts, and we'll see you next time.